everyone, I am Manasi and in this video I am going to explain about Git and GitHub basics along with a hands-on demonstration on the same. So this video will be all about learning what is Git, why do we use GitHub platform, how we can make open source contributions effectively and so on. Some of you might have used GitHub before in the early stage, but might have faced certain challenges while using it, right? So for such audience as well, this video will be very useful to clear all your doubts. So just stay tuned and follow the video till the end. So as you can see, it is a software used to keep tracks. It is a free and open source distributed version control system. वे वर्जन कंट्रोल के भी तीन टाइप्स है, लोकल वर्जन कंट्रोल, सेंट्रलाइज्ड वर्जन कंट्रोल एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड. उनमें से गिट इज अ डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड वर्जन कंट्रोल सिस्टम. And talking about its efficiency, it is very effective. It can handle even if a small project or a large project with the same speed and efficiency. Now starting with what is GitHub. GitHub is a platform which allows to host our Git repositories. जो हम repositories बनाते हैं source code का, वो host करने का बस एक platform है GitHub. So GitHub ये अकेला नहीं है. There are many such platforms. Even there is a Bitbucket, GitLab, and it was developed by Linus Torvalds, who is a creator of Linux. It is also called as a code hosting platform. So let's get started with the actual demonstration, and I recommend you all to follow all the steps along with me simultaneously. So the very first thing is to install the Git, and depending upon the operating system you can install Git version from here, whether Mac OS, Windows or Linux. And once you get done with all the setup, just open your terminal or PowerShell or command prompt and write the command git. And once you enter the command git and you get all this list of the commands, then you can see that the git has been successfully installed on your machine. Okay, so the next part is creating account on GitHub. So this is the GitHub website. Here you need to first create your account. So these are some of the initial stages where you need to enter your email, then password and register your account. So I have my account created already, so I'll sign in into my account.
Okay, so starting with the actual hands-on part. So firstly I've opened Windows PowerShell over here. You can open your command prompt or terminal depending on your OS. So I want to create a project in my F directory. So first I need to navigate to that directory with the command F:. So with this I am currently in the F directory. Now with the command ls, it will list the folders and files which are there in the F drive currently. So by using this, I see that nothing is displayed over here. That is, the directory is currently empty. So I'll create a new folder. Just right click and select the new folder. I will rename it as demo project. There is another way to create folder through command line also with the command mkdir new, and I'll rename it as a new project. This is the another folder which I am creating in the F drive. So just see here, simultaneously a new project folder has been created over here. So we can create with the help of command as well as with the UI part, GUI part. So I'll navigate to the project folder. This is my folder which in which my project source code will be added. So I'll double click here, and currently this demo project is empty. So I'll navigate to this folder with the command cd space demo project. Enter. I'll open the VS Code editor with the command code space dot. It will open the VS Code in the particular folder. Okay, so VS Code is open and demo project is located here. So अभी ये demo project में एक भी file नहीं है. So I'll add some of the files. Let the first file be as file1.txt. Another file is file2.txt. So I'll add just basic content, just not to leave the files empty, 1 and 2. Now, if I open my PowerShell again and use the command ls, ls stands for list, this mkdir stands for make directory and cd stands for change directory. So if I use this ls command, I'll be able to see that these two new files are created. So now this demo project is not empty, there are two files containing in it. So हमने पढ़ा था कि Git is version control system. ये track रखता है कि what are the modifications and changes done inside a demo inside any of the project. You might have the question that ये जो changes हो रहे हैं new file create किया फिर new file में certain data insert किया है तो ये सब changes कहाँ पे history उसकी कहाँ पे save होगी. So for this we need to first initialize an empty Git repository inside this project itself. So for initializing an empty Git repository, there is a command git init. It will show that an empty Git repository has been initialized into this folder. Now, this git init provides an folder called as .git. तो ये .git फोल्डर में हमारी सारी प्रोजेक्ट में जो चेंजेस होते हैं जो मॉडिफिकेशंस होते हैं इसकी सारी हिस्ट्री ये .git फोल्डर में होती है. So if we use command ls to see that where is the .git folder, see we'll not able to view that easily because that .git folder is a hidden folder. ये .git folder आपको ऐसा easily नहीं दिखेगा because it is a hidden folder. Now let's open our file explorer and check here. So here also it is not visible. So just go to this view section, show hidden items. See now the .git folder is visible over here. So we can navigate inside this folder as well. So there are the folders like hooks, objects, refs, head, etc. So currently there are two files, but whatever changes we are going to perform in these two files, they are not going to be tracked until and unless we add these files into the Git repository. So to check whether these files are added in the Git repository or not, there is a command called as git status. So when we use this command git status, we'll be able to check the status of the file that whether it is added to the particular repository or not. It is showing in red color, it means this is not currently added into the repository. Modifications will not be tracked anymore. First we need to add this into the git repository by using command git add and file name. File name would be file1.txt. This command is used to add a particular file into the Git folder. So if you want to add all the files at a time in a single go, then there is a command called as git add dot. It means that add all the remaining files which are currently in the folder into the Git repository. We'll again use this command. It means that it is successfully added into the repository. Now when we add certain files into the Git repository, we need to commit that files with a certain message. With the command git commit -m and message should be enclosed in double quotes. Message can be any meaningful related to the action we have recently performed and enter. Just open the VS Code again. Now I'll modify this file1 and delete this data within it and add demo file. and my autosave is enabled currently. Check the status of the files. Git status. Now it is printing message that modified file1.txt, right? It means that it has started tracking all the changes which are going on in the project. We can add this file again by using git add file.txt and check the status of file again. Now I'll add the third file, which is file3.txt. Okay, so it doesn't have any content in it. Now I'll open it again, PowerShell, and check the status of the repository. So it says that there is untracked file named as file3.txt. We need to add this git add file3.txt. Then we need to add particular commit message. Okay, now check the status again. On branch master, nothing to commit working tree clean. It means that there is nothing untracked or modified or deleted change into the project structure.
So in case if you want to delete any of the files, suppose I want to delete this third file, I am deleting it manually. Okay, so now just check the status here. Okay, so this is not the staged commit, right? We have done certain changes but not yet committed. So I'll add this change git add dot, then git commit file3 deleted. Okay, now check the status again. So now the commit has been staged. But अगर आपको बाद में लगा कि नहीं ये file 3.txt हमें चाहिए थी, तो there is the facility to undo the recent commit. Okay, so for that just use the command git log. With the help of these, you can get a track of all the commits which you have done currently. So this was the first commit, added two files. This was the second, and this is the current which we deleted the file. So each commit is associated with certain hash ID with it. Now I don't want this commit. I want that file3 again. So उसके लिए उसके below जो commit है, so you need to copy this ID. Just copy this ID, hash ID which are copying. All commits below it will be as it is, but the commits which are made above this ID all will get unstaged, all will get removed. So I don't want this commit, so I'll copy the ID of the second commit here and use the command git reset and paste the ID. Okay, now the unstaged changes after reset. So this has been unstaged again. But now we're not able to see the file tree here right now. Currently this file tree is in the unstaged area. Okay, you need to use this command git stash. So this is how you can bring your deleted files back or any of the commit. Currently this all the source files are present on your local machine. These are not visible to anyone other than you. So for that you need to push all the source into a certain platform, hosting platform. So here we are going to host this code into the GitHub platform. Just navigate to your GitHub account, clicking here on the green button, or by clicking on this plus sign you can create a new repository. Just name your repository and you can add a description as you want, or you can leave it as it is. Now currently I'm making this repository private and just click on this create repository button. So that's it, your repository has been created. Repository is nothing but it is just a collection of your source code. Here this repository is empty. You want to push all your code which is on a local machine to this platform. For that you need to first create a separate branch, the main branch, and then attach this remote URL to the Git repo, and then you can push all your code on this platform. So just follow the steps one by one. For this, first create a branch, git branch hyphen m main. This is the root branch of the repo. Then git remote add origin. Just copy this URL by clicking over here. Next is git remote add origin and paste this URL. Yeah, that's it. Now, last step is pushing your code. Git push origin main. Okay, now it's done. Your source code has been added to the repository. Just refresh it once again. Yes, now all the commit messages are visible here along with the timestamp. And if you wish to make this repository public, then you can make it public afterwards as well by making changes in the settings. Just change the visibility option over here and make it public. Then copy this repository name and paste in this inbox. Then your repository can be made public. So that's it. So which all URLs are attached to a particular repository by using git remote -v. So currently your repository URL is your username followed by the repository name, right? So when you wish to contribute to any of the another repositories, for that you need to add an upstream URL which represents the URL of the origin repository. At that time, we don't push the code onto the main or the master branch. Everyone is supposed to create their separate branch and then push their code on their particular branch. Then the next step is creating pull request for the same. And if the owner of that particular repository thinks that the code which you have contributed does not affect any other functionality, will approve that pull request and then it will get merged into their repository. So this is how it is done. We cannot directly push our code into someone else's repository and that too on the master branch. So how to create different branches? If I create a new branch as git branch, enter. So, and if we use the command git branch, then we'll be able to get a list of the branches which is created in the particular repository. So the main branch was the this one and another which I created right now is the first branch. If I create another one branch, this is the name of the branch. It can be anything. And now just add git branch. It will display the list of branches, first branch, main and second branch. This star indicates that we are currently on some main branch. Okay, so if you want to shift onto the another branch, there is a command called as git checkout. Which branch you want to switch your work, add that branch name. In this case I am writing first branch. I am switched to the first branch, and if you enter the command git branch, it displays that on what branch currently you are working on. So after hitting enter, just check. Previously this star was pointing to the main, now it is pointing to the first branch, means currently we are on the first branch. Henceforward any of the changes or modifications which will be done into this folder will get reflected into this first branch, not the main branch. Okay, so this was about the branches. Now the next is making open source contributions or contributing into the someone else repository. So for that, first step while contributing to any of the repository is to make a duplicate copy of itself by forking the repository. So just click on the fork and your GitHub account. Then a duplicate copy will get created onto your account. Next step is to clone this repository which is on the your particular account, not the original one. So use the command git clone and paste the URL. Now it is cloning on your local machine. The repository which we recently cloned has been created here. So just check all the folders which were there on the GitHub are all available here. So just open this folder into your VS Code. So I am making the basic changes. I am just creating a new file, simply a readme file, basic .md. .md represents an MD file, and I am writing just a simple code, just a readme. This change I have done locally on my machine. It will not reflect directly on the main repository of the ACES. This basic.md file has been added, but it is not yet tracked. So before adding any of the code onto the repository, just create your separate branch. So instead of directly pushing onto the main or master branch, first we need to create a separate branch for it. So for creating a separate branch, use command git branch. Then branch name will be anything as you wish. Now the branch has been created. Use git branch command to list all the branches. This is the master branch which we are currently on, so we'll not add any of the changes right now. First we need to check out to the branch which we had created. So git checkout add readme. This is the branch name. Now we can add the code. Git add basic readme, then add a meaningful commit message, readme added, and then we'll push git push origin and followed by the branch name, which is add readme. Okay. Now as soon as we push the code into our separate branch, it will create a pull request for add me branch on the GitHub, and navigate to the original folder. So first we need to create a pull request. So this notification arises immediately. Compare and pull request. This is the pull request title. If you want to add certain comment here, just adding a readme file, and then after that you have to click on the create pull request button. So now the pull request is created. This organization will receive the PR. So it will first check that what all changes that have done. This is the title and comment which we added, and this is the option where the pull request can be viewed. What all changes, what all commits you have performed here with the commit ID. And if the owner of the repository approves your pull request and it has no conflicts with the main branch, then the owner will merge your pull request into the master branch. Okay. So now the pull request has been successfully closed and merged. Now let's check the code. You will be able to see the basic.md file readme added, which was created by you, and this is not only on the local machine to the master branch of the original repository of the organization. So this is how we contribute. There are some of the ethics and good practices that need to be followed by creating separate branches for various functionalities, by adding meaningful commit messages while pushing your code. So this was all about the Git and GitHub basics, mostly targeted for the beginner audience. Hope you liked it. Thank you.